Need to fix your leaky toilet? I got you, fam. Buy that thing and follow along. So this is pretty much the same for every toilet that's leaking. First thing you gotta do is get rid of all the water in the back of your toilet. And what's in your toilet might look a little different than this. Pretty much the same process. But you see there's still water coming in, so we need to turn the water off. And contrary to what you're about to see, it's lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. Righty-tighty is going to turn the water off. I used the wrong clip here, but turn the water off. It's going to be usually to the bottom left of your toilet. I've never seen one that isn't. Reflush it. And this water dab back here in the back, the bowl of the toilet is very clean water. That's rust in there. It's not poop. And use this opportunity at every chance you get to clean your toilet. And you're going to be underneath the toilet where maybe if you clean it on a regular basis, even this part might not be clean. Wipe it down with some dude wipes. And disconnect the flapper from the lever and throw that out. And now we're going to get rid of as much water from the bowl as we can. I'm just going to pour it right down in there. And again, that's rust. That's not poop. So this is actually very clean water. It looks brown and gross, but yeah. And underneath the toilet, you're going to see these bolts, big long bolts. And sometimes you'll have wing nuts, but in this case, just regular nuts. You'll need to get those bolts off. Deep well socket, you'll probably have to use. On the inside is usually a flathead screwdriver slot. We're going to hold that in place with a screwdriver and loosen it with the socket. Very gross, but it's just rust. It is not poop, I promise. Now that we've got that done, we're going to loosen the water line. You might need to use channel locks to get this loose. Mine came out loose with my fingers. You're going to want towels on the floor. And see that brown running down there? That's not diarrhea again, that's rust water. And now we need to get rid of the rest of the water that's in the back of the toilet. You might want to throw a towel in there to clean it up, but I'm just going to pour it right down the toilet. Again, this looks gross. It's just rusty water. When you put any of these pieces down, you want to put them on a towel or a piece of cardboard or something so it doesn't get scratched up. And again, any opportunity to clean, because this is not a part of the toilet you can normally clean. So sometimes you'll do this and there'll be all sorts of evidence of bad aimers, to put it nicely. And more dude wipes or whatever you got to clean with. So you got to get this part really clean because there's going to be a rubber seal there. If there's any debris there, that'll be a potential leak spot. Yeah. Now we need to take the pieces off of the old bowl. First is the fill valve, and it's just a big chunk of plastic. Comes off real easy. This is all garbage, so you don't have to worry about breaking the plastic stuff. Be very careful with the porcelain. Very careful with the porcelain. And it's just come out. Go to the dump. Zoom out so you can see what's coming up. And next is we'll get rid of that bolt. And again, it looks nasty. That's just muddy water, rusty water. This giant rubber gasket. And almost every time one of these I've done, this is disintegrating. You see the black where the rubber is disintegrating. And now we need to get rid of this giant nut. We don't need to save this nut or any of these pieces, but when we take it apart, we need to be careful with the porcelain. So you're going to need channel locks at some point to reinstall this, but to uninstall it, if it's stuck on there and you don't have channel locks, or if you can't get them loose with the channel locks, you can use a saw. You can use a Dremel tool to cut through these pieces. Just make sure you don't damage the bowl itself. So Dremel tool with a saw blade. You can even use tin snips to cut through it. A little bit of work there to do that. Or even if you have like a hacksaw or a drywall saw or something to cut through the plastic, just remember you got to be very careful not to damage the porcelain. But I have some giant channel locks. So that's what we're going to take it off with. And luckily, in this case, it comes off pretty easily. Sometimes it won't come off easily and you end up destroying all of that. Again, the pieces you're removing are garbage. You don't have to worry about it. Just make sure you protect the porcelain. And that's just going to pop right out. You notice how gross that is in there. All the debris that's in there. All of that has to go. This has to be very clean because we need watertight seals on each of those 4 holes down there. So don't skip this step. Don't think you can not do this. You have to take this and clean it out as best you can. I've always taken it outside, sprayed it out with a hose, and then cleaned it. Something you definitely want to do. Okay. Then even after you've done that, wipe it down with, you know, whatever you can. You want it to be a smooth surface. There's going to be rubber gaskets here, but you still want it to be a smooth surface and no trash in that bowl at all. Turn that off. And there's our Korky kit. And a lot of these kits are very similar. They might look different, but the installation process is very similar. Be sure not to lose any of the hardware. And we can throw those instructions right in the trash. I'm just kidding. I always look at the instructions to make sure I'm not missing something, because there's little details about these that are different. For example, you'll see me put an O-ring on this one. A lot of them don't have that O-ring. So there's the flush valve, or the flush valve. And the fill valve is the one that's almost all black. So these will prevent you from having 4 gallons per flush or whatever. You can adjust that little ring there to make it flush less. And that's the black rubber gasket we took off. There's a red one on this one. And there's the giant nut. So you gotta be careful not to damage any of this stuff. It's all very important. Take it apart. There's the O-ring, and it goes on this model at the top of the threads. There's a groove. And a lot of them don't have this, or it's already pre-installed. For whatever reason, Korky decided not to pre-install it. One of the most annoying parts of this whole kit is getting that stupid O-ring in. Maybe that's why they didn't install it. There we go. Get it good and seat it properly. Last thing you want to do is put all this work into it, then have it leak. And flush valve popped loose, just snaps right back on there. Okay. You'll see how that fits on there. Now, you'll see I'm putting it in backwards. That black tube needs to be facing the other direction. So I turn it around, or else it won't work properly. Like that. There we go. And when I put that giant nut on here, to finger tighten it, there's like none of the threads are showing through the bottom of it, which that giant red gasket needs to snap onto. That's why you need the channel lock, because you're actually going to compress that rubber gasket on the inside with the channel locks when you tighten that giant nut. So this is where you have to have the channel locks. If you don't own a pair, borrow a pair. You can rent a pair from some places, or they're not that expensive. You'll probably spend more on the channel locks than you did the entire kit. But each time I tighten this, it's compressing that giant rubber gasket on the inside. It's very important to make sure that gets nice and snug in there. And again, being very careful not to damage the porcelain. You don't want to turn a $30 job into a $300 job by breaking the toilet bowl. Seating okay on the inside. So you know this is snug when it gets to where it's very difficult to tighten, and you have enough threads hanging out the bottom of it for the that big rubber gasket to go back on it. We're about there. You see how much pressure I'm putting on there? You can see my hands are kind of shaking. And then that gives something for the rubber gasket to grab onto. There we go. Just a friction fitting there. And that needs to be clean. That red rubber gasket needs to be clean. And to line this up, you watch the holes to the bottom there, how I'm lining up the bolt holes. That's how I can tell that I'm nice and centered. And this is kind of a 2-step tightening process. So we get it nice and lined up and settled. And then we're going to finger tighten both of these bolts with the washers. Don't forget the washers. And you finger tighten them so it gets nice and centered, left and right, front to back.
You see the nut going
on? And yeah, this is not easy because you're doing this blind under the toilet. You ought to try doing blind under the toilet while someone has to get a camera in the view. There's your challenge. So the first time you do this is going to be finger tight.
First.
Just finger tightening it. I'm going to do both sides.
Okay. So
So now we're going to adjust. You can do this in different orders, but we're going to adjust. This is the overflow part. In case the toilet starts running, the water will run down that overflow. You can adjust the height. You want the height to be about the same between the left and the right. The higher you adjust these, the more water is going to be in the toilet bowl, and the lower, the less. Now, I live in a very wet climate, so we don't have a shortage of water here. So I'm going to let this use as much water as it can.
Okay.
Because the less water you use, the more likely you are to have a clog. And there's this big nut that goes on the bottom. Sorry for the blurry view there. That's going to hold that fill valve in place. So we've adjusted the fill valve and the overflow at the same height. I'm going to tighten that down with a smaller pair of channel locks.
You're recording, right?
Yep.
Okay, good.
And this is part of the fill tube. It's supposed to go in that overflow like this, but quite often they send it where it won't actually fit. So if you run it under hot water, which is what I'm doing here, and then you take a screwdriver and kind of ream it out a little bit, like stretch it out after you get it nice and hot. Like this is as hot as the water will go in this house. Pardon my gross black fingernails. Get it nice and reamed out. Now it'll fit over the top of that tube, the outlet there. And again, that's just a little pressure fitting. It just slides in that hole. Now it comes with these little clamps, and I never use this because this little stupid clamp is a fail point on a lot of toilets. And you'll have problems because of these stupid little things. I don't know why they invent them. But that's how it's supposed to fit. That's a mistake. So I just take it off and stick it in the hole like that. Never had one fit like that. Now to adjust the chain,
So that's kind of
goes to the lever. You got to figure out exactly where roughly where the length of that chain should be, and put that silly little clip on there.
So gonna go right about here.
There's a little bit of trial and error. I've done a few of these, so I have a pretty good idea where it's going to go, which chain length it's going to go on. Chain link it's going to go on, I should say. And when you flush it, you'll notice all that extra chain is going to end up at some point getting between the fill valve like that, and that's going to be a leak. So we need to cut that chain's length. And then the tiny little giblets of chain, it's not going to be in the video here. You won't see me do it, but there's going to be little giblets of chain that needs to be pulled out of the bowl. You don't want any trash in the bottom of the bowl. So there we go. Perfect length. Now we're going to tighten the bowl.
Yep.
Be real careful not to over tighten it. It needs to be snug, but not super tight. You don't want to crack your bowl.
Yep.
And now we'll reconnect the water line. Again, a kind of a blind, grasping, groping thing here. And this is a pressure fitting, so you don't need thread tape on this or anything like that. Please don't use any adhesives. Just tighten it as a pressure fitting. You don't know how many times I've gone to do a simple repair that becomes a nightmare because someone's used some sort of adhesive. And now we can turn the water back on. And let that fill up. You know what? Let's fast forward through this. You can see the water, how it goes through there. Yeah. So let's fast forward through this. All right. I'm cheating by adding water from the shower. It takes so long to fill it up. And a test flush.
Need this.
Oh, before we test flush it, you can adjust the height of this overflow. I had it a little too high. You want it to be just above the water level when it's full. So there we go. That's good. Now the test flush here.
You ready? Recording? Yeah.
We're just making sure the chain's not getting in the way. And you can adjust how that little white dial that adjusts how much water goes out with the flush. And here's what it looks like from the inside. And we're done. So simple, easy job. Like, subscribe, comment, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, love you guys. Hope this helps somebody out there. Take care. Be good.
You know what the worst kind of meaninglessness is? Not the ones who have become weary of pain, but but the ones who have become weary of pleasure.